In a tiny coastal town of only 200 people off the Pacific, where the tide is high and local artisans sell wooden pendants on the side of the road, 6 young children squeeze into a makeshift school to learn English from teacher Carrie Bowers. It's Bowers' third year teaching at Proyecto Montezuma, a private volunteer organization that plans basic curriculums for local public schools.
The Ministry of Education mandates that all students receive English classes. But what happens is that once you get into the rural areas, there's no funding and there's no teachers.
Montezuma has a public school where children of local artisans and merchants learn basic math, reading, and writing skills until the 6th grade. Deanna Chiverri is an artisan whose daughter Wasani attends the school.
Es muy bonito porque ellos tienen la oportunidad de estar en medio de la naturaleza, de disfrutar de todo lo que hay aquí, el mar, el río, los animales.
However, today, the gates of the Montezuma Public School are closed. Not because it's a holiday, and not because it's a weekend, but because the school does not receive enough funding to pay its teachers.
Here, it's okay if school doesn't happen. It's understood that if it rains, you don't go to school. Children go to school for very limited hours a day, and the parents just kind of accept it. Why, I don't really know.
The government of Costa Rica has allocated nearly a quarter of its 2010 budget for education, but for some reason it fails to reach rural communities.
Hay muchas oportunidades para ellos aquí, pero nada más hay que organizarlo.
Though the government has recently implemented a music education program for children across the country, bare basic needs of public schools are not being met.
A mí me gustaría que vinieran más profesores de diferentes cosas como educación física, como las artes, como la computación que dije antes que no tenemos, y además que existieran más recursos para invertir en libros, en material didáctico.
In a nearby town called Delicias, more than 80% of public grammar school graduates go on to attain a high school education, according to Consuelo Gomez, the grammar school's director. Still, it took years of fundraising for the school to afford its very first photocopier, and it is struggling to hire and retain English teachers.
En esta escuelita, los niños no tienen oportunidad como en otras escuelas céntricas de Cóbano o Punta Arenas o San José. Se necesita un número de niños grande para poder tener un teacher fijo.
Bowers is soon moving Proyecto Montezuma to a larger building that can accommodate more students. She will also add a program that certifies forthcoming educators to teach English while giving them hands-on experience in teaching children like Wasani.
This area is very tourism-based, and so if you learn to speak the second language of English, you're almost guaranteed a job.
Bowers hopes this will create a stable base of long-term volunteers for schools around the Nicoya Peninsula that cannot afford permanent teachers. For Diana, a single parent who earns a living by selling fresh pearl necklaces to passers-by, this could mean a lot for her daughter's future.
Lo que me gustaría mucho es que ella sea feliz, nada más. Sí.
In Montezuma, for the Tico Times, I'm Melissa Chua.